So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister NEZE, and this is NEZE Peperempe. How are you guys doing? I just love this channel. I love the relaxing feeling, and there's no need to be accurate about anything. This is a place where I just come and be myself. How are you guys doing? Okay, let's start the video by giving a big thumbs up and subscribing if you're yet so today's video is like one of the most sought after questions I get around parenting and managing the family. It is a very interesting topic and I believe it will be impactful. So in today's video, I am going to be discussing and addressing some things that our parents failed to do that I am doing, some methods that our parents neglected or didn't adopt. Let me not say neglecting because many of them did according to their capacity at the time, right? No blames to them. So some methods that they didn't adopt that I am adopting now, and some changes that I have made in parenting style that is working for me, and I would advise that you implement. After this video, I am going to do the reverse, where I'm going to be telling you guys some of the old methods that our parents adopted that I have also adopted, because it is not all of their parenting styles that were bad that needs changing, right? So you take the good, you modify, you add. So let us begin with this video. First, sex education. And I had to put this one first. A few days ago on our second channel, or should I call it our first channel? On our other channel, there's a video, I covered the story of a lady, Shanteri, I think that's her name, that her husband, she owned a daycare in the United States, and her husband was molesting the children, her students. He was the bus driver, an ex-Marine, an ex-police officer. She trusted him so much. He was molesting the children, several of them, little children, both boys and girls. And the children didn't tell their parents until a parent found one of the children watching some kind of X-rated content. And one question led to the other and the child opened up. And yes, we had all the blame for the man who is in jail now, serving a life sentence. But it also raised plenty of questions that need asking. And I wondered, what kind of relationship did those children have with their parents, all of them, that none of them could even confide in the parents and tell them? It might not be that the parents are bad people. It might just be that the environment for that kind of discussion had not been created. And that was one of the major mistakes that our parents made back then. Now, when I say our parents, I don't mean my parents in particular. I'm talking about the older generation of parenting. Sex and sex education was like a taboo topic. It's something that it was so bad that if somebody mentions a penis, everybody starts looking at the person as if the person is a spoiled child, as if the person is a bad child. You could even get beaten up when you are acting innocently just because you dabbled into a discussion that relates to sex. So sex was such a forbidden and hideous thing that children became very uncomfortable to talk about it, even when they were being victims of its abuse. For those watching me who are older, how many of you had parents, mothers or fathers that sat you down and told you, this is your breast, this is your vagina, this is called penis. When hair comes out, it shows puberty. This is what you're supposed to do. If somebody makes you feel uncomfortable, if somebody talks to you uncomfortable, if someone makes gestures at you that you are not comfortable with, come and tell me. I'm here to listen to you. I would believe you. I would support you. I will protect you. How many parents said that? Very little. And that led to a very high hike in the statistics of children, both male and female, that were abused and couldn't speak up. And just as I said, sexual abuse doesn't just start like an armed robber that burgled the house and raped a victim. Sexual abuse for children usually starts in small steps. So uncle today will do your hand like this. Tomorrow he will tell you to sit on his thighs and he's using his sex organ to touch you, and next tomorrow he tells you you're a fine girl and he puts his hands in places that he's not supposed to put it, and he's testing his bandwidth. He's testing how much he can go further. And at the end of the day, the cocoa is done and that child is just messed up for life. But if there was quick intervention, if there was quick communication, if there was an avenue where that initial act could be exposed before it led to something really horrific or terrible, many children would have been saved. Many women will not be living with the trauma that they are living with today. Many young boys then will not be forced into early sex with their house helps, and they can't even tell their mothers because they don't even know if it's their fault. So there's this fear, this shame, and this stigma around sex. That was a big mistake. That is an anomaly that must be corrected. I don't want to assume that any parent of modern day is still shying away from discussions around sex. So please, that is one area that I do not joke with. I educate my children about sex right from when they were two, right from when they start hearing or understanding anything. I give them age-appropriate enlightenment. So it doesn't have to be complex. Tailor it to the standard or the version that the child can understand. There is this song that I saw online. I began singing to my children. Me and my children sing it in the morning, many mornings before they leave for school. That these are my private parts, private parts, private parts. I'll be touching everything like this. When I said they were only, they said, this is your dramatic mother. When I started, they will be laughing. I said, no, don't laugh. It's not a laughing matter. Everybody join me. These are my private parts, private parts, private parts. These are my private parts. No one should touch them. No one should squeeze them. No one should look at them. No one should. If you touch my private parts, private parts, private parts. If you touch my private parts, I will tell my mommy. I will tell my daddy. I will tell my teacher. I would tell my grandma. My dear, don't be smart, we sing it all the time. Even during our Bible reading, I've mentioned it that at night we gather as a family to read Bible, pray and all that. So even before the prayer thing starts, we usually bond. We talk about, how was school? What do you like? All those kind of things. I always introduce sex education into the conversation. I tell them how to identify those kinds of predators, the signs that they may pass. I teach them how to speak up. I give them the confidence that I would believe them. I will take action. Remember that on this channel, I had a driver, my boat driver, that tried to touch my help. I told you guys the story. The story time is still on the channel. Go and watch it. And when my house help came to me without questions, the thunder slap I first gave the man, I said, you're going to go to the barracks. You see, you have touched the tail of a demon. I will deal with you. If this is how you touch other children, this was just, fine girl, how are you? But confidence I give the house help, she will never forget it. She saw that her mommy was there to protect her. She saw how I dealt with the man. She felt safe under my umbrella. She felt confident that such that next time if something like that or something similar happens, she would come and tell me, and she knows that she is secure around me. So that is the kind of confidence. If I can give that to my help, then you can imagine what I will give to my own children. It's not like it's going to be any different, but just to demonstrate that that's what I also do to my children. You need to show them. You need to make them understand. You need to make them know what is right touch, right communication, wrong communication. Gone are the days where you force your daughter to go to a man's house to go and deliver something. Gone are the days where you force your son alone with a house help without monitoring, without asking questions. Gone are the days you tell your children to go and sit down on any uncle's laps. Please, these demons are around us. And the sooner we equip our children and position them to be able to handle it, if God forbid they are faced with it, the better for us. Take sex education for your male children, for your female children, very seriously. Because the last generation of parents, shall I use the word, failed at doing that. Secondly, friendship and bonding. Our parents did the best they could. Many of our parents were very sweet, but they were just acting within the ambit of their own understanding. We cannot really blame them a lot for some things, right? We are so fortunate to be in an era where you go on social media and you watch other people's shared experiences and learn from it without having to experience the same. They didn't have that outlet available for them. We're in an era where we can go to YouTube, we can go to Google, we can go to AI, we can go anywhere and get information easily accessible and free. Back then, they were confined within the circle of what they know or what they were taught or what they were told. So they made some mistakes or they didn't do some things because, not because they meant to be wicked, but because that's what they felt was right at the time. Even those parents that were flogging their children, hitting their children wrongly, like excessively, they felt like that was the discipline that the child needed to be better. So our parents may have bonded with us on maybe surface levels, or come and eat this meat I remained for you. You know, those little signs of love. But that's close relationship where you can joke with your parents, you can play with them, you can share things with them, you can share jokes with them, you can engage with them in physical activities. It was missing a lot in the previous generation of parenting. And that's adjustment I have made in my own kind of parenting. So despite I am a very upright parent, I'm the disciplinarian, no? I don't marry my husband. I'm the disciplinarian parent. I'm the bad cop. But I'm still the more friendly parent. I'm still the more fun parent. I'm still the more jovial parent. I'm still the parent that would physically get in the ring and play with the children. So there is a very close bond. In fact, there's some things that my child does that a lot of children at his age do not still do. They've started feeling like, oh, they are grown. But because of that closeness and bond, he still does it around me. And I'm like, wow. So you'll find me engaging in personal activities with them. If it's football, we'll play together. If it's race, we'll run together. If it's amusement park, we'll get into the slide and the swings together. They are seeing that it's like a friendship. Parenting now is not just about parenting. It's about friendship and parenting. So I put myself in their space. And don't forget that we're all busy now. Parents are busy. So if you keep finding a time where you sit down and bond with them, you might not find. But if you infuse yourself in the activities, okay, cooking, let us cook together. This person is bringing out this, you are creating friendship. Play, let us play together. Read, let us read together. So you are not looking for another avenue to create bonds. You are bonding as life is going on. Do you understand what I'm saying? And another tip I want to add here that I just only recently discovered, parenting is a school that you can never graduate from. Even as grandparents, you are still learning new styles to parent. It's like marriage. You are not supposed to graduate. Every day you learn. One thing that I've learned in recent times is bonding with the children as children in general, collectively, is not enough. You need to create a bond with the children collectively, and you need to create the bond with them individually and respectively. Let me tell you how I found out. So this day, a few days ago, I called Chikamso. His brothers were downstairs. They were doing the night cleanup because in the night after they do dinner, they clean up everywhere, make sure that the house is neat. Because if they don't, the next morning I'll tell them they're going to be late for school. You're going to tidy. So his other brothers were tidying downstairs. Chineyenwa was sleeping. So it was just Chikamso and his father. And Chikamso was just gisting with his father alone. And I was beginning to see a different perspective of him, a different personality, different wisdom that I didn't even know he possessed. Most times when we are together, gisting as a family, his personality is usually eclipsed and covered by those of his elder brothers who are louder, more knowledgeable, bigger. So most times he'll just be quiet for them to take the lead. But bonding with him alone gave me a deeper reflection of him as an individual, unlike when he's with his brothers. So these children can be different when they're alone. Do you know that these children have different versions of themselves? Your child in school might be different from your child at home. Your child at home can be different from your child at the sports club. Your child at the sports club can be different from your child when he's just talking to you alone. So you need to experience these different layers of your child. I have a friend that every once in a while, she takes one of her children out to go and have lunch, just that child. Even if she has 6, she'll just take that child. So there will be bonding on a very intimate level away from the siblings. Then you would even understand your child more. You will now get a deeper reflection of that child. Do you know that your child may have low self-esteem, but you will not know? Your child may be timid, but you will not know. Your child may be nervous around people, but you may not know because you just see him grouped with his brothers and he's getting his confidence from his siblings and his sisters. But take that child alone and see whether that child can stand alone. You might now see a different personality of that child from when he's with his siblings. So, my dear parents, friendship and bonding is key. Gone are the days where parents, you are alpha and omega. When daddy comes back, everybody runs and go and hide. If you are doing that now, you are deceiving yourself. Now, you have to be close to these children because the vices that we were exposed to 20 years ago are different from the vices that the children are exposed to now. Now, we are seeing 14-year-old girls get pregnant. We are seeing 13-year-old boys get into drug and addiction. So, the template has to be different. Create that closeness with your children in such a way that even when they start derailing, when they start keeping those friends that want to lead them down the drain, you will pick it even without them telling you. You will see the difference and you will attack that problem quick before it spirals out of control. But when there's a distance, you might not be able to catch it on time until things get bad. So my darling daddies and mommies, please, friendship and bonding is very, very important in parenting of today. And that is what I have adopted to. And I can tell you, I'm seeing the results yield very positively. Thirdly, this one is gonna make me shy. Thirdly, PDA, display of affection. I am going to traumatize these children. They ain't seen nothing yet. Yes. My dear people of God, some of our parents here, we have never seen them hug. And I mean it, like hug, a deep hug. Kiss is too far. Some of our parents, we've not seen them hug each other. But boom, 4 children. Boom, 5 children. Boom, 6 children. And when you grow up, when you're as a child, you understand how those children came. But when you grow up, you'll be wondering, this maths is not adding. This addition is not adding. This arithmetic is not arithmetic. How did these children come about without any hug? That was parenting at that time. The children are not supposed to see mommy and daddy dotting on each other. In fact, even when daddy wants mommy's company, he will come out and form anger. Tell your mother, I'm calling her. You will know that daddy wants something else. It's not that as adults that we are now understanding all these tricks. So. But I am rewriting that story. I am adopting different. I'm not saying that I'm going to go full-blown Cardi B on my husband and traumatize my children. No. But I am letting my children see what healthy love is, see what dotting affection looks like in marriage, so it doesn't become alien to them. Studies have shown that children generally feel safe and stable when they watch their parents love and support each other. Children learn and model what love and affection looks like, how they see their father treat and dot on their mother, and how they see their mother dot on and respect their father. Studies have shown that children raised in these kinds of environments have their confidence boosted. They have decreased anxiety. And this is not just Oyibo that is giving theories. Look at it. Okay, even we as Africans, if you grew up in a toxic household, or you had parents that daddy is always angry with mommy, daddy is always shouting on mommy, or mommy is always fighting daddy, or daddy and mommy are always throwing punches. If you see children, the children there, even when the children are small, they don't understand what's going on. But you see that child will just start crying. Because he knows that thing that is happening, it raises that child's anxiety. It kills that child's spirit. Children should not experience their parents fueled or give up such toxic and unhealthy vibes. In fact, if you are toxic, please, for the sake of your children, you and your husband should go inside your room and lock yourself there and display your toxicity. For the sake of those children, spare them those gory details, because those sins remains impressioned in that child's mind for life. Those sins of a child seeing their father beating their mother, or seeing their mother in crying or in blood and all those kind of things. But when a child grows up in the reverse of that environment, that child's confidence is boosted, knowing that their mother and their father love each other. It gives them assurance. It gives them a sense of stability. I'm not saying that if the child does not see mommy and daddy dotting on each other, the child will be broken. No, I'm not saying that. But I personally do not want the children to assume. I want them to be sure that I and their dad love ourselves so much. And I see what it does to them. This personal display of affection gives them the kind of joy, the kind of morale boost, the kind of confidence that is palpable. You can actually feel it and taste it. It teaches the children to be empathetic. Seeing their parents that way teach children how to grow with empathy. Most men that grew up in such households where their fathers are always, you see them, they grow up to be men that do not have empathy. Even when their wives are crying, it doesn't move them, it doesn't shake them. It even sharpens siblings' relationship. It improves it because children do what they see. There's some siblings watching me that you love your brother or you love your sister. You know that you love each other, but you've never held your brother or hugged them, or maybe they're going through a hard time. You just go there and give them a hug or touch your sister's hair and pamper her. There's no such personal affection does not exist. It's not because of the sibling does not like his or her sibling. It's because they didn't grow up in an environment where such displays are normal. So you see a brother would love his sister so much and his sister is in pain. He cannot come and rub her feet or, he can't. Because that's what they saw growing. So for me, that's one thing that I do not want to replicate. We are ensuring that our children grow up seeing that affection existing between I and their father. Do not underestimate the importance and the impact, the effect that it has on children. The fourth correction that I'm making in my parenting style that I believe that the last generation of parents failed at doing or didn't do is the whole idea of male and female chores. Now, growing up, you would admit that there are some chores that mothers barred their sons from doing. It was like a no-brainer. Boys should not do this. This is for girls. In some homes, it was so bad that boys were not allowed or required to do chores. While in some homes, the boys can maybe wash daddy's car, but they will not cook. They will not wash plates. They will not pick after themselves. They will not tidy. They won't know when this thing is wrongly kept and keep it properly. It was made for the ladies alone to ensure that the house is neat, there is food in the house, and all of that. I believe that was a very, very wrong technique. And I'm doing different. Sometime last year, or was it 2 years ago, when did we get that trending news that a pregnant woman was waking up by 4 a.m. to cook for her full-grown husband because she didn't want his colleagues in the office to snatch him. So many people found that thing very funny and trust our patriarchal system and our patriarchal men. They came out en masse to donate for her as a good woman. Of course, the standard for good or bad is how much a woman can sweat it out in a marriage. So she was hailed as a hero. But to me, it passed a very different message. Now, she didn't wake up because that was her normal time of waking up and she was strong enough to do it, or she just loved doing it. Her reason was so that her husband came back and was telling her that his colleague shared her food with him, and she was like, hey, before his colleague snatched him because of a plate of rice, let me wake up as a pregnant woman to make food for him. Like there are no canteens, or he cannot whoop himself a light meal, that you require your pregnant wife. Pregnancy, is it beans? Instead of sleeping and resting at the wee hours of the morning, she has to wake up to whoop you a meal so you will not be snatched. So a man that can be snatched over a plate of rice, a man that can be snatched over takeaway pack of porridge and plantain, shows the kind of investment when it comes to training that the mother puts in him. Or a man that can sit back and see his pregnant wife waking up to cook for him and cannot say, baby, don't worry, go and sleep. I'm fine. In fact, he's even supposed to be the one to prepare something for his wife. At pregnancy, yes. So a man that does not feel like it's anything that his wife has to wake up by 4 a.m. to make his food, it's not like they have children and she's waking up to make food for everybody and putting his own, solely disrupting her sleep. As a pregnant woman, it shows that his mother didn't teach him how to cook. His mother didn't teach him how to be domesticated. He wasn't taught how to handle the business around the house. And that's why we have marriages these days where after a woman suffers to cook and loads the fridge, a man cannot go to the fridge and bring out food and heat it up and eat. It's incomprehensible because of these patterns of men should not enter kitchen, men should not cook, men should not, all those gender divisions do not happen in my home. In my home, man or woman or hermaphrodite or animal or whatever you are, as long as you have 2 legs, you have 2 hands, you can eat with your mouth, you will learn to cook. You will learn to clean. You will learn to tidy. You will learn to be responsible around the house. You will learn to contribute. You will learn to be domesticated. You will learn to pick after yourself. Who's going to pick after you? Me? I'm not going to do that. So tomorrow you're going to be a problem to another woman's child? No. I'm going to train you well. Then maybe when you marry, if the wife is mumu enough to allow you, when you come back, you throw your shoes and allow you, say, no, don't enter the kitchen. Then that's her business. But I will do my part as a mother to ensure that my sons or my children, even my daughter, is not a problem to their spouse. To the best of my ability, I will do that. So all those men don't do this, women don't do, no. Everybody does everything. If it's something that requires strength, maybe lifting of something, or that requires skill, that I say, okay, maybe a man will be better at doing this, then it's okay. But if it's something that has to do with basic survival skills, changing oil in a car is not a basic survival skill. You can get somebody to change your oil, but cooking is a basic survival skill that everybody and anybody should know. So mothers, if you are watching me, please, this is the time that you indoctrinate your children. I keep saying this in all my videos because I'm seeing the results. It didn't start from now that we came abroad. Because the older they go, the more they would refuse new policies, the more they will rebel, the more they would, be stubborn about things. But things that are like normal to them, that you started teaching them when they were young, is not seen as chore anymore. It's seen as second nature. It's seen as normal. Teach these children right from when they are small to do everything around the house. There's some children that their parents sent them to UK to study. Do they have any standby girlfriend that will be cooking for them? These young boys that have never cooked before back home because they have wealthy parents might not have the kind of resources to be eating out every day. So how do they survive there in the UK as students if you've not taught them how to be self-sufficient and self-independent and know how to do all these things and make the home function? Tomorrow, if they marry, if they have a hands-on wife, it's going to be an added advantage. Tomorrow, if that child is sick, your son will not be among those yeye ones on social media saying that if a woman's father dies today, she has to cook for him that same day. Or if a woman gives birth today, she has to cook for him the next day because of how you've raised him. Let us be careful. Then lastly, to conclude this video, another important thing that I'm doing that a lot of our parents didn't do back then is intentionality, all-round intentionality. You would agree with me that the level of intentionality that it takes to raise children now is a lot more than it took 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Back then, there's even a saying that it takes a community. But look at me, since I came to Canada, I've been looking for that community. Every day I'm shouting, help! Anyone here? Anyone around? Where is the community? Come and help me. I don't die here. There's no community. Now it's you and you alone. So any value, any principle, anything that you don't teach your children, they will not know. Even teachers these days, they don't stress themselves too much. 80% of the work on your child rests with you. Some parents delegate parenting to teachers, to house helps. You are deceiving yourself. Nobody can love that child. Nobody can guide that child. Nobody can form that child as well as you. And that's why when God was distributing the children, He gave it to you. He didn't give it to the teacher to bear. You are the primary source for that child. So there has to be an all-round intentionality. Things that would have passed many years ago, that the children would have just known or learnt by themselves or become cognizant of because of their environment and society. These days, you have to intentionally teach them. Parenting now is a lot more challenging, is a lot more difficult, is a lot more tasking. So if you want your children to have reading culture, it's not like then your child can just go to boarding house and develop reading culture by themselves. Me, my reading culture, I developed it by myself. I was the one that started going to my daddy's room to pack newspaper and started reading by myself when I was small. Nobody told me, come and sit down, come and read. But now, I am intentionally instilling that reading culture in my children. I'm not leaving them to fate or to chance. That is parenting now. Because if you leave them, they will leave themselves. Children now and children 30 years ago are not the same. So now I hold them by the hand. I take them to the library. I tell them, oh yeah, read. If you finish this book, we'll sign something. Oh yeah, come and tell me, explain what you learned in this book. Oh yeah, come, let me set spelling for you. Let me set English for you. I'm now being intentional. Intentional about their career. Then if you like football, you go to field and play football. Who is taking you from one club to the other? But now, it's now the parents' responsibilities to identify the skills and interests of the children and start developing it early. Then, children learn language by default. The Igbo I can speak today, nobody told me, sit down, let me teach you Igbo. I just learned it from my aunties, the helps, people that spoke it around us. But now, I am intentionally teaching them the Igbo. Even though it's difficult for me, I don't speak it so well, but I'm speaking, even if it's a pidgin version, let them hear the pidgin. Half bread is better than puff puff. So I'm now intentionally speaking the Igbo, asking them questions on Igbo. Nobody told me what is head, what is hand. Tell me this in Igbo. I just learned it.
No.
Come on, do the dance. Come on. Drawing them closer to God. I'm using myself as an example because I'm a product of the olden days, or shall I say old school parenting. I went to boarding house and I entered catechism. Nobody took me for catechism class. So nobody told me go and sweep the church. Nobody told me this Bible this. But now I am intentionally teaching my children Bible, teaching them Bible stories, everything. So now parenting is about intentionality. Anyone you don't do, the vacuum will be filled for you by outsiders. And what betide you is now the wrong influence that helps you to fill the vacuum. Is it financial literacy? Nobody taught me how to be a good financial literate. I'm very good with money. My mother didn't teach me, my father didn't teach me. I just learned it, I developed it. But now I'm teaching my children financial literacy. I'm teaching them how to save, how to understand money. The other day I was putting resources for them to read about credit card, how it works. It's deliberate, my dear. If you want to see the results on these children, then you must be deliberate about it. Gone are the days that is just autopilot. Now it is intentionality that works. So guys, yes, these are my points. These are all the things that I'm doing, I'm implementing that was not common practice or norm in my time back then, in our parents' version of parenting. So which of these do you agree with? Which of them are you doing? Let us also know down in the comment section which of your parents' style of parenting that you've left behind. Is it the excessive beating and corporal punishment? Is it shouting? Is it comparing siblings? Let us just share down in the comment section so we can learn from each other and derive some knowledge. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your thoughts down in the comment section, and stay glued for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl barrister NEZE, and this is NEZE Peperempe. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye. Mwah.